Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday morning, June 6th, 2020. I'm Roy Potter. Welcome as you come in. Uh, I just wanted to make sure that you all understand what's happening here. You probably do, but there are a lot of those who are saying, see, nothing happened, no big things occurring, whatever. Let me tell you a few things in history, okay? First of all, you remember the siege of Troy by the Greeks? And then they had the Trojan horse come in that had the Greeks inside. There's an old saying that says, sweating like a Trojan, right? Well, it was actually the Greeks that were inside the Trojan horse. And the Trojans figured it was all over with because, they woke up in the morning and it looks like the armies of the Greeks are gone. And here's this present, this wonderful horse made out of some type of special wood or whatever. So they bring it into the city. And that night, they get attacked with the soldiers that are inside the Trojan horse that then go open the gates of the city and let the Greek armies in. Let's go to something a little more recent. Let's go to the whole thing that today is about, D-Day, the attack on Germany, the invasion of the Allies into France and elsewhere. The Germans were fooled a lot. They weren't sure. At first, they thought that the invasion was going to come in one spot, and then they thought it was going to come in another. And then, basically, because it didn't happen that way, they just figured, well, the whole thing might just be, a deception altogether. The Allies probably aren't going to invade, but at least they didn't know where it was going to happen or exactly what time, even though they anticipated it was going to happen at a certain time. And then when it didn't, what did they do? Well, Rommel went to Hitler and said, hey, you got to watch out here. And Hitler said, nah, they're not going to be able to do it over there. All right. Battle of the Bulge. The Allies thought they had it all figured out and that Germany was all wrapped up. They let their guard down. What happened? The Panzer divisions attacked. Battle of the Bulge. Now, they were defeated, but we almost lost the war there. All right. We almost lost it. So don't get real proud of yourself and sit there and be complacent and believe that just because it doesn't happen at the exact same time that we anticipate, that it's not imminent. All right. Now, there's a big demonstration in D.C. today at the White House. Uh, those what look like uniform but unidentified riot control people that are there, I believe that they are from the federal prison system. It really doesn't matter. Uh, the fact of the matter is that D.C. has basically stood down. You already know what the mayor's done, thrown out the National Guard. If there is any place in the country that the president can bring, in my estimation, again, Mark Pantano would know, but if there's any place in the country where the president can bring in troops, it would be to protect D.C. Uh, Even though the mayor's there, it's not quite the same thing as a governor of a state. But regardless, that's another argument for the attorneys to make. The point is that we're laying our throats and our gonads bare to these people. The honest protesters have a point that the police state has become a problem, that it's out of control, but that doesn't mean that we don't need to police ourselves. All right, that's not what it means. But of course, now they're talking about defunding police, etc. This is a communist takedown. The first thing you do is attack the police, as many people have explained, because they're the front line. Once you take the police out, then you start going for other things, including you. Okay? So don't be complacent right now. The enemy knows what it's doing. This Antifa situation in particular is allied with leftist Marxists around the world. We now know that this is an apparatus. This is well, it's an organized, worldwide, communist, leftist Marxist operation. It's well funded. It's well organized. And of course, obviously, people like Soros and Obama are behind it, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, etc. And our government is there to protect them, not to protect you. Okay? Trump needed to act, as I said, 3 years ago to show that he was serious, and he failed to do so. And now, despite everything that you hear, everything I see shows that they're coming after him and they're coming after us, and we're ill prepared. Mark Pantano put out a thing this morning, and I posted it on my community board. You can see it on this channel. Go to the top, go across the community, click on that, and you'll see a post I made where Mark Pantano sent it out this morning that we have three options, or possibly a fourth being a combination of those two, of two of those three. And that's where we are. So, don't be sitting there and smirking and saying, see, you don't know anything. Intelligence is a fluid thing. All right, just like I just told you with D-Day and with the war between the Greeks, the Trojan War, the Battle of the Bulge, and I could tell you a lot of other things. All right, it's fluid. The point is that we know the objective of the enemy. We know what they want to accomplish. The timetable is always subject, because right now, because our government will not go and arrest these people, instead of seizing the initiative, as I've talked about, and going after these people at a time and place of our choosing, and I'm talking about the command and control and logistics of this worldwide network that Soros and these guys are controlling, including Obama. Instead of us seizing the initiative and going after them, we're sitting there waiting for them to attack. We've lost the initiative, and it's our government that's doing that because they're loaded with these people, these SJW millennials who are leftist Marxists in actuality. And I've been warning about this for 3 to 4 decades. All right? So that's where we are. So don't get complacent. Don't be smirking. Don't be making fun of people that are giving you information. I gave you information directly from Richard Higgins, who's no dummy. Now, Rich and I don't always agree, okay? But neither do military staffs, and that's how it's supposed to work. A real military staff doesn't sit there and say, yes, sir, we'll do anything you say. Yes, sir. No, the staff stands up and says, no, sir, go look at this problem you've got right here. You've got to take this into consideration. If you decide to go with course number 1, this is going to be the problem. Course of action number 1, this is going to be the problem. You need to look at these other things. You don't fly by your pants when you're doing these things. You treat it like a business, like your life depends on it, because it does. All right, I just wanted to defend the information that we sent out. This isn't done yet. Okay, yesterday the Juma basically means Friday, the Friday prayers. It happens all the time. But Rich Higgins said, look out for that. After the Juma prayers, that's when we got to start watching. And yesterday, in fact, the Muslims in several cities got together and said that they were supporting the Black Lives Matter movement and Antifa. This is coming. So, don't be prideful. Be prayerful and be ready. Okay? That's all I got for you. I'll see you later. Out here for now.